It's going to be a short video, but definitely it's going to be a video that's going to save someone from making a lot of losses. See, one thing that you tend to see over and over and again is when people want to try to start the reselling business, one thing they want to do is to take all the money they have, buy a whole lot of inventories without having absolutely no idea if those items are going to sell or not. When you want to sell in the used electronics category, this is a category that buying inventories is pretty much an expensive project. If you want to buy laptops or desktop PCs, you might spend $5,000 or 5,000 euros. You might not even have seen that you have bought a lot of inventories because you're just going to have a few items still on your table because typically these items tend to be very expensive. So the way this was done a long time ago was that people were actually buying a lot of stuff and only to realize that now they are stocked a lot of inventories. They have no way to sell it because there's a major traffic in the marketplace. If you sell on eBay or Facebook or wherever you sell on Amazon, there will be a time where there are going to be a lot of items listed, but nobody is actually buying. It happens every year, but doesn't mean that those items will ultimately not sell. But then people notice that, look, when you buy a lot of stuff and then you do not have any idea when the item is going to sell, and even if the item ends up selling 7 months later, you've not really made money because your money has been sitting doing nothing for 7 months, and that is not a good situation to be in. And that is one of the reasons why people start this business, because they've not been told exactly what they need to do, or they've not been well seasoned. They go out with the little money they have, they buy a whole lot of stuff, and they come and realize that these items are not selling. It's just a little trick because it kind of feels like if you are in business, you always have to have inventory. This is one of the reasons why people keep buying these pallets. And I tell you, my friends, this is one of the worst things that you can actually do. Handling those pallets is not an easy task. I'm telling you. See, the day you buy those pallets, you'll be so happy because you have a whole lot of stuff there, especially when they are electronics. When they are clothing, it's a different transaction. When they are electronics, you have to go out and test those items. And testing them might be a whole lot of work that you might not even be prepared to do. And that is the root shock that you possibly first be met with. You now realize that you have a lot of broken items in the pallet. You plug them on, they don't work. Some of the items, you do not even know the model number. You do not know what kind of items it is. And then you actually have to make pictures of all these items and list them, only to realize that the items don't sell. That's the worst way to go about, doing this business. Don't get me wrong. There used to be a time where this was the method. This was the way of doing it. People did it, made a whole lot of money doing it. But right now, guys, I'm telling you, if you want to do this business and succeed, you want to actually change the way you buy your stuff. You want to be very, very careful how you spend your hard-earned money, buying an inventory, especially an inventory that you do not know if it's going to sell or not. What are people doing right now? People are actually going to the marketplace to see what items are actually selling. You see, it used to be that, you figure out the first 100 items that are selling. That is even wrong. You want to figure out the very best item, perhaps the first 5 selling items. These are the items you want to be seeing, investing your energy in, because every other item, of course, is ultimately going to sell, but most times they're going to take so long to sell. So let's say you have a few thousand euros, you want to spend it, go to every category, go to monitors, go to desktop PCs and laptops, and just buy the very best items in that category. The first 5 selling items, if you can actually focus your effort, spend your money in buying these items, you have a better chance to actually sell these items. Any other way, you might possibly be setting up yourself for failure, and that is not what you want to be doing in 2026. Things are pretty much changed. People are playing this game, in a separate way, and you have to be seen doing what the people that are successful in this category are actually doing. Otherwise, you might have a situation where you've gone ahead because you were not well told, you didn't, do your due diligence, you bought a pallet and then realized that pallet is not going to sell, and even then you had to put in a lot of effort processing it. I hope this helps you. If it does, let me know in the comment section. Until I see you in the next one, peace out.